Have you ever stopped and wondered why some people in their 80s can climb stairs with confidence, while others struggle just to stand up from a chair? It's a question that challenges everything we've been told about aging. We're taught that muscle loss is inevitable, that weakness is unavoidable, and that dependence is simply the price of living longer. But science, and real people, tell a very different story. By the age of 80, many individuals lose up to 50% of their muscle mass compared to their younger years. This condition, known as sarcopenia, affects more than 50 million seniors worldwide and quietly erodes independence year after year. Every year, more than 300,000 older adults are hospitalized because of falls, many of which are directly linked to muscle weakness. And yet, here's the surprising part. Research published in the Journal of Physiology shows that severe muscle loss is not inevitable. There exists a remarkable group of older adults often called superagers. These are men and women in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s who maintain strength, balance, and mobility comparable to people decades younger. They hike, play sports, carry groceries, and live independently well into advanced age. So what are they doing differently? Researchers at institutions like Mayo Clinic, Harvard Medical School, and Tufts University have identified a set of practices that can dramatically slow, and in some cases partially reverse, age-related muscle loss. Shockingly, studies suggest that over 90% of older adults are completely unaware of these habits. Even more surprising, many healthcare professionals still give advice that contradicts the latest scientific evidence. Stay with me until the end, because the first habit we'll discuss is something many people unknowingly mismanage every single day, and it can activate genetic pathways that accelerate muscle breakdown. Fixing this one mistake can be the difference between aging independently or relying on others. Before we dive in, let me ask you, where are you watching from today? Share it in the comments, and if you find this information helpful, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more science-backed insights on healthy aging. Now let's begin. Habit number 7, using hormetic stress to signal strength. Here's something that may sound counterintuitive. Many superagers regularly expose their bodies to small, controlled stressors. Not harmful stress, but what scientists call hormetic stress. Hormesis is the concept that low doses of stress make the body stronger, while high doses cause damage. Think of it like exercise itself. Lifting a manageable weight strengthens muscle. Lifting far too much causes injury. Research from the Buck Institute for Research on Aging shows that brief exposure to certain stressors activates powerful cellular defense systems that preserve muscle integrity, even in people in their 80s. One example is temperature variation. Superagers often finish their showers with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water or use brief cold exposure. This stimulates brown fat, improves mitochondrial function, and activates protective hormones like adiponectin that help guard muscle tissue. On the other end of the spectrum, heat exposure, such as saunas or hot baths, activates heat shock proteins, which repair damaged muscle cells and slow protein breakdown. A large Finnish study found that people who used saunas 4 to 7 times per week had significantly less muscle loss over a decade. Another hormetic stressor is time-restricted eating, sometimes called intermittent fasting. Limiting food intake to an 8 to 10 hour window activates autophagy, the body's internal cleanup system. Research shows this improves muscle quality and mitochondrial efficiency even without weight loss. Finally, there are brief, intense muscle contractions, known as overcoming isometrics. This involves pushing or pulling against something immovable for just 5 to 10 seconds. These short efforts send a strong stay strong signal to muscle cells while placing minimal stress on joints. The key is moderation. These stressors should be brief and followed by recovery. Done properly, they activate longevity genes that protect muscle tissue as we age. Habit number 6, timing protein, not just eating it. Most seniors know protein is important, but fewer realize that when you eat protein may matter even more than how much. As we age, our muscles become less responsive to protein, a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. Research in the Journal of Nutrition shows that spreading protein intake evenly throughout the day is far more effective than eating most of it at dinner. Here's why. After each meal, there's a 3 to 4 hour window when muscles are primed to build and repair. If you eat most of your protein at night, you miss multiple opportunities for muscle synthesis earlier in the day. The optimal strategy is about 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein per meal, starting with breakfast. Eggs, Greek yogurt, or protein smoothies in the morning make a huge difference. A 12-week study from the University of Texas found that older adults who distributed protein evenly gained over a pound of muscle, without changing anything else in their lifestyle. Protein timing can mean the difference between muscles that slowly fade and muscles that continue to function. Habit number 5. Optimizing vitamin D, the muscle vitamin. More than 80% of seniors are deficient in vitamin D, often called the muscle vitamin. Vitamin D does far more than support bones. Harvard researchers have shown it directly activates genes responsible for muscle protein synthesis. Muscle cells contain vitamin D receptors, and when these are activated, muscle strength and coordination improve. A study in JAMA Internal Medicine found that seniors with optimal vitamin D levels had 25% greater muscle strength, faster reaction times, and better balance. Superagers consistently maintain blood levels above 40 ng/ml, while many older adults fall below 20 ng/ml, considered deficient. Because aging skin produces less vitamin D from sunlight, many seniors need 2,000 to 4,000 IU daily, guided by blood testing. Vitamin D works best when paired with vitamin K2, which helps direct calcium into bones instead of arteries. This crucial synergy is often overlooked, but it can dramatically affect outcomes. Habit number 4. Controlling inflammation before it destroys muscle. Chronic, low-grade inflammation, often called inflammaging, is one of the strongest drivers of muscle loss. Studies from Tufts University show that seniors with high inflammation markers lose muscle 3 times faster, regardless of how much they exercise or how much protein they eat. Superagers keep inflammation low by focusing on high-quality sleep, 7 to 8 hours in a dark room, gut health, including fiber-rich and fermented foods, balanced exercise, avoiding excessive intensity, and anti-inflammatory nutrients like omega-3s, curcumin, berries, green tea, and olive oil. Blood tests like HSCRP often show superagers below 1.0 mg/L, while the average senior may be 3 to 5 times higher. Habit number 3. Targeted micronutrients that make protein work. Protein and exercise only work if your body has the right micronutrients. Magnesium is one of the most overlooked. Over 70% of seniors are deficient, yet magnesium is involved in hundreds of muscle-related reactions. Adequate levels are linked to significantly better strength and performance. Creatine, long associated with young athletes, has been shown at McMaster University to improve muscle mass, strength, and even cognition in older adults when taken at 3 to 5 grams daily. Methylated vitamin B12 is another critical nutrient. Absorption declines with age, and deficiency impairs nerve function and muscle energy. Superagers often supplement with the active form, methylcobalamin. Trace minerals like zinc, selenium, and chromium also support muscle preservation and nutrient delivery. Rather than relying on generic multivitamins, many superagers test and personalize their supplementation. Habit number 2. Preserving the nerve-muscle connection. Muscle loss doesn't start in the muscle. It starts in the connection between nerves and muscles, known as the neuromuscular junction. Research from the University of Michigan shows that superagers preserve these connections far better than typical seniors. They do this through coordination-based activities like Tai Chi, dancing, tennis, or table tennis, compounds that protect nerves, such as alpha-lipoic acid and acetyl L-carnitine, breathing techniques that stimulate the vagus nerve, and cognitive challenges that strengthen neural pathways. Even 5 minutes of focused breathing daily has been shown to improve muscle activation. Habit number 1. Progressive resistance training. The ultimate anti-aging tool. The most powerful habit of all is progressive resistance training. Walking alone is not enough. Water aerobics alone are not enough. Muscles need progressive challenge. Studies from McMaster University and University of Alabama show that seniors who train with intensity, approaching muscle fatigue, just twice per week gain more muscle than those exercising lightly every day. Superagers focus on intensity over duration, compound movements like squats, rows, and presses, gradually increasing resistance, and slow, controlled lowering movements. In one study, adults in their 70s gained over 3 pounds of muscle and increased strength by 35% in just 12 weeks. Avoiding resistance training is far riskier than doing it. Final thoughts. These 7 habits explain why some people in their 80s remain strong, mobile, and independent, while others decline. You don't need to adopt all of them at once. Start with one. Build from there. The choices you make today shape your strength tomorrow. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these habits surprised you most? And which one are you ready to start? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read every one. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.